Thank you, Peter, and thank you to all in attendance today. I'm going to run you through CommsGroup. We're a listed company focusing on the latest communications via the cloud. We're a leading provider of cloud communications, and we call that UCaaS, or Unified Communications, which involves the provision of cloud-based services for corporates and enterprises to really manage all of their communications within the office environment and externally. We also provide managed IT and cloud services to businesses. And we split our go-to-market up into three key divisions today. We have a small to medium enterprise and mid-market division under the Next Telecom brand. We have a CommsGroup global business, which is a global specialist unified communications provider to carriers and to also large enterprises and multinational corporations. And more recently, we acquired a business called On Platinum, which is based in Queensland and New South Wales, and it focuses on managed IT services. Our goal is to really enhance business agility for these organisations with the latest services and technology so they can compete in the marketplace. And you can see from this slide that we break our services down into four key areas: voice, data, unified communications as mentioned, and managed IT and cloud services. In terms of the history of the business, we've been listed for circa 5 years or so. And in the last 2 years, we've been busy on a number of fronts, enhancing our core capabilities, both globally and domestically, and also acquiring a number of businesses. Some of the key events in the last 2 years is the acquisition of Next Telecom at the end of 2020, followed by an acquisition of a business called Binary Networks. Binary has given us great infrastructure and capabilities in Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane, so we can offer really good data and internet services to our business customers. And more recently, we just announced in the last 2 days a really exciting partnership, being a supply agreement for Vodafone Business on a global basis. I mentioned On Platinum before. That was an acquisition that we made in February this year, and that's proving to be a great business at this stage. Our products and services are many and varied, but we're showing here a breakdown of some of our key products and services. We're an expert in voice and we're an expert in unified communications. We've been doing that for many years, and we provide some of the best services in the marketplace with the latest technology. We were a Microsoft Teams calling provider way back in August 2018 and one of the first in the market there. And we have added managed IT services more recently with our acquisition of On Platinum. We today provide a full suite of ICT products to corporates and enterprises. We also have a wholesale business, and that wholesale business sells services both domestically and internationally. In the Microsoft Teams calling space, we've been busy adding additional products and services to that portfolio. So we enable enterprises and corporates who have Microsoft Teams, who have put Microsoft Teams in, to then connect those offices up to the public switch telephone network. We can provide our services in over 100 countries today, and we provide a range of value-added products including contact centre, call recording and advanced call analytics for enterprises. We've built a global network. We're the only provider in this part of the world, definitely in Australia, who's built this global Microsoft Teams calling network where we have points of presence around the world. And we've expanded that in the last 12 months into places like China, Japan, Philippines, Hong Kong and Asia. And we're continuing to roll that out and expand it over time. What this enables us to do is offer services to multinational corporates who have offices around the world, and we can provide services in over 100 countries today. Some recent business highlights. We've had some further wins in the last 6 months or so with global multinational corporates. We've announced the Vodafone Business partnership where we are a key supplier to them globally. And back in September last year, we announced a partnership with Vodafone Fiji. Made an acquisition of Switzer Australia. We're continuing to close a good level of sales within the business. Over the last 6 months to December, we had a very strong period of sales and we've got a great pipeline today. And now we're putting more investment into our internal systems, extracting synergies and making it easier for our staff and our customers to work with the products and services that we offer. The agreement with Vodafone Business was announced just on the last couple of days, and it's a significant announcement for us. We put a lot of time and effort in to win that business. So we'll be providing core services to Vodafone Business's customers globally, and we expect this to have a material impact to our revenue and our earnings over the next 3 years, and particularly years 2 and 3. There is some initial capex, circa $500,000, and some initial startup costs of around about another $500,000. But as we mobilise and bring on the staff and expand our network, we're then going to be ready to bring on customers for Vodafone Business. And they tend to focus on some of the world's largest enterprises. It's an initial term of 3 years, the contract, and then can be renewed annually. But we're really delighted and happy to have announced this relationship win with Vodafone Business. Some recent financial highlights I'll just run through now. You can see there in our first half FY22, our revenue was up 91% to 17.3, and our EBITDA was up 63% to 1.95 million. Strong increase in overall gross profit as well, and our gross margins are trending at around about 50%, just under 50%. So we are a business that generates high gross margins. And we expect our annualised revenue to be plus 50 million and annualised EBITDA to be greater than 7 million moving forward. Some of the more recent revenue and earnings growth shown within the business there. Strong revenue growth over the last 3 halves. On a previous corresponding period. Underlying EBITDA 1.95 in the last half, a little bit lower than the previous corresponding period, but really due to some of this investment in staff and systems that we're making now. You see our financial performance over time. Our operating revenue for the first half has increased quite dramatically from 9 million to 17 million. Our gross profit has almost doubled. And you can see there our revenue by division and our revenue by service time. Some great growth over time. In terms of strategic imperatives and outlook, we're very focused on continuing our growth journey and enhancing business agility for our key customers. We expect to see both organic and M&A based growth going forward. There's some great M&A opportunities out there that we're continuing to explore. We do have a goal to be over $100 million revenue within a relatively short period of time, and that'll be organically and via acquisitions. We want to continue to expand into the corporate mid-market in Australia. So that's those organisations that have 500 to 1,000 employees. We obviously will be able to do that with some more recent acquisitions such as on Platinum, but we're also looking at further acquisitions to increase our relevance in that sector. Another key goal of ours is to become a key unified communications provider throughout the APAC region. So we'll be putting resources and expanding our relationships throughout the APAC region to be a key provider. We have a great pipeline of sales opportunities in both our SME and our global divisions. And we've just recently announced the Vodafone Business deal, which we're delighted with. We have a number of synergies we're working on to extract in the business as well, so we'll continue to do that. Progress to date has been very positive, and we've pretty well been able to deliver the synergies that we expected we would when we acquired those businesses. We'll also look selectively at expanding into other states. Today we're in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria with operations, key services and staff. We'll look to expand into other parts of the market as we move forward. That's all I wanted to cover at this stage. There's a glossary at the back of this document for those who are interested, but thank you very much.